is your name?
My name is Edward Richardson. Most people call me Ed.
What do you do for a living?
Computer graphics, design, production, and instruction.
Computer graphics?
I use Macintosh and PC computers and a variety of software to produce a myriad of graphic products.
When did you start doing this?
I started doing computer graphics in 1985 while I was living in Atlanta, Georgia. I was working as a contractor for Bell South Government Systems.
So you got your start in Atlanta, Georgia working for Bell South back in 1985. Tell me about your teaching experience.
Well, I've been teaching others, mainly adults, about computers officially and unofficially since I began to excel in this computer arena. The person in the office who knows the most about this constantly updated software is automatically called upon for assistance on a daily basis. Teacher certification was my minor and graphic design my major while I was attending Philadelphia College of Art. And since I was working my way through school by providing computer support at night, I felt a comfortable transition when I began to embrace computer graphics in 1985.
Did you live in Atlanta, Georgia for a while and then move to Philadelphia to teach?
I lived in Atlanta, Georgia for less than 2 years. Then in about 1987, I moved to New York City.
New York City? Tell me about your experience in New York City.
Well, from 1987 to 2001, I provided computer graphic service for a number of clients. Some were direct hires. For most of them, I worked via more than a dozen graphic placement agencies. The majority of the clients were Wall Street and Madison Avenue companies. I was downsized in the fall of 2001, shortly after being involved with the World Trade Center disaster.
The World Trade Center disaster? How were you involved in that?
I was working for Prudential Financial as Assistant Vice President Web Designer and had to come through the World Trade Center to and from the PATH train twice a day on my daily commute from Philadelphia to New York City. It takes about 8 minutes to walk from the World Trade Center to Prudential, and I just got into the office when I was informed that the first plane had hit the tower. When the second plane hit a few minutes later, it shook Prudential's entire building, and very shortly after that we received a notice to evacuate the area.
That must have been a horrendous experience.
Yes, I had a small disposable camera in my bag that day. I took pictures, and later I created a web page to talk about the events of that day. I still have vivid memories of that tragedy and the months of turmoil that followed.
What do you mean by the turmoil that followed?
The workers in the area had to return a week after the disaster. We returned to a war zone. The power was out, there were no eating facilities, there was a thick, caustic brown smog that hung over the area, and worst of all was seeing dozens and dozens of homemade flyers that were hung by people anxious to locate their loved ones.
Did that experience deter you from working in New York City anymore and prompt you to teach in Philadelphia?
No, I love New York City and would love to be working there now. Thousands of jobs were lost. The economy collapsed. I'd taken teacher certification as a minor while attending the Philadelphia College of Art. I'd been teaching co-workers for over 16 years. It seemed like a great match to address the demand for teachers, and so I registered with the Philadelphia School District as a computer art substitute teacher. I still freelance in New York City. I continue to maintain a relationship with the remaining agencies of the couple of dozen I was working with, marketing for computer graphic
Did
assignments.
the teacher training you received from the Philadelphia College of Art help you when you began to work with the school district of Philadelphia?
Oh yes, absolutely. But I only received 1 day of training from the school district. What helped me the most were dedicated, seasoned teachers who I work with at each school, especially Miss Badgett, who was instrumental at Rhodes Middle School. Rhodes was the first school I substituted at, and I was there for several months.
Briefly describe your experience as a substitute teacher for the Philadelphia School District.
Well, for any school that I'm going to be at for a period of time, I create a class web page. The students can find links there to the School District of Philadelphia's curriculum and links to supporting web pages such as tutorials, Math 24, FunBrain, and similar web pages.
Since 2002, Of which assignment were you the most challenged?
LeBron Middle School. I taught there for the entire 10 months of school from September 9, 2004 to the end of school in June 2005. Over 400 students. I set up a projector and scanner that had never been used and taught the students how to operate AppleWorks and Microsoft Office with special emphasis on PowerPoint presentations. We also had to utilize the computer lab for Math 24, and I was instrumental in helping LeBron students to increase the school's overall Math 24 scores, and one of LeBron's students won the regional competition for Math 24.
Why haven't you applied to become a full-time regular teacher for the Philadelphia School District?
For two reasons. I'll need financing to pursue the remaining credits, and I need to become certified, like, and also like thousands of others. I'm hoping our economy will improve and I can resume where I left off providing computer graphic service in New York City.
Do you like teaching?
I love watching students interact with new material that I provide to them via the lesson plans that I create. I don't like being a disciplinarian, having to hold detentions, call parents about discipline problems, write pink slips and things of that nature. That's not much fun.
With almost 4 years of experience teaching behind you, what processes would you implement to help deter discipline problems in the school system?
I would steer the severely misdirected students to a scared straight program. That program introduces misdirected children to lifetime prisoners. For the most part, students are scared into doing the right thing when they realize that traveling the wrong path could result in their spending time incarcerated.
Have you worked on any graphic projects recently other than teaching?
I've gone on freelance assignments via graphic employment agencies to produce Flash web-based graphics, PowerPoint presentations, and newsletters using desktop publishing software. And I've developed a line of graphic t-shirts and other items that I vend at related festivals.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I picture myself continuing along this multitasking path. I'd like to advance within the teaching arena, get more involved with major graphic clients, and mass produce my vendor items.